I have been fully vaccinated. I'm taking off my mask. Okay, everyone? Great. Good morning. All right, we're going to get started. Good morning, everybody. My name is Roxy Herbecki, and I'm the president of Unite Here Local 7. Unite Here is the largest organization of hospitality workers in Maryland and in the United States. We're here today to protest the decision of Governor Hogan to deny workers in Maryland their federal unemployment benefits. Keep the benefits going! 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 These benefits were fought for in Washington by our congressional delegation led by Senator Cardin, Senator Van Hollen, Congressman Mfume, Congressman Sarbanes from this area, and now Governor Hogan on his own has decided to block these benefits to workers who have been laid off, some of them as long as 14 months. So, there's two reasons why we're objecting. One, it's harmful to workers. Two, it's bad for the Maryland economy. Where are the jobs? If you go down the street here at the Hilton, Baltimore, usually about 350 people are working. Right now, there's about 30. If you come here to the convention center is still a field hospital. Usually 200 or more people are working. We have 5 people working in the kitchen. You keep going down to the Hyatt, normally 200 workers working. There's about 20 workers working. You keep on going down to the Marriott waterfront. Normally somewhere up to 300 to 350 people are working. There are less than 30 people working, right? Those workers who have been called back to work are not getting regular hours. And it's not just downtown here. If you go to the universities, usually there's summer programs and people are working. At the Hopkins campuses, Homewood and Peabody campuses, usually there's about 150 people working. This year there's 17. At Morgan, in food service, usually there's 80 people working. Now there's 14. If you look all across the city, the jobs are not there and workers are being laid off and don't have work. We want you to hear from the workers today. We are asking Governor Hogan to reconsider. This is a decision that was not come about in a democratic way. The voters were not consulted, the city council was not consulted, the state legislature was not consulted. In fact, our federal representatives, who are our voice, won these benefits, and now one person, Governor Hogan, is blocking that benefit to workers who really need it. So I want to introduce to you some of the workers who are affected here in Baltimore. The first person works at Morgan State University as a food service worker. She's an activist with the union. She helped do political campaigns this season and has worked hard to fight for the rights of workers in the city. Sakia Spriggs. Come on, Sakia!
Good morning. My name is Sakia Spriggs. Good morning. My name is Sakia Spriggs. I'm an employee at Morgan State University. I have been an employee there for 5 years. I have received a layoff notice on March the 19th of 2020. I was recalled back in November for 3 weeks. We went out for Christmas break and then I was laid off again because enough students didn't return. With this decision that Governor Hogan is choosing to use, I will be required to look for a minimum wage job. But I have a job. According to universities, they are trying to open in the fall, full time. With the benefit it's extended till September. So with that extension, I will be covered until it's time for me to go back to work. I really need Governor Hogan to reconsider this decision to cut this benefit. I'm a single parent, and I'm quite sure it's other single parents that standing with me today that will be affected by this decision. Families need this benefit. We're trying to survive. We're not lazy. We want to work, but the jobs aren't open. Yes, SAKIA. My last name is Spriggs. S-P-R-I-G-G-S.
This trend of people being called back to work but not getting full-time work is all across the city. You're going to hear now from a hotel worker. Let's be clear. A lot of the hotel business in Baltimore is driven by conventions and big events. If there are no conventions, there's no work. From the Marriott Waterfront, a convention services worker, Andre Eldridge.
How you doing? My name is Andre Eldridge Jr. I'm an ES worker at the Marriott Waterfront. I just wanted to address Governor Larry Hogan that those benefits are vital to me and vital for all of us, because in the hospitality industry that we work in right now, it's just the work not back to 100%. And I think it's very disrespectful of the notion that people are becoming lazy because we're receiving money from the government. That's craziness, because once again, I only was able to work one day since within the last month. I worked literally one day, so that extra money was able to help me pay the water bill, pay the light bill, and pay my rent. Which some of my water bill I have fallen behind on $200-300 at this point right now. But I just want to say that this notion, and I feel as though it's very disrespectful to say that hospitality workers in Baltimore are being lazy and that we refuse to take other jobs where we have jobs. We out here right now, you have the convention center, which Roxy talked about, which bring money here, but it's been turned into a field hospital. So at this point right now, like, what are we to do? You know, what are we to do? Right now, he's cutting those benefits off at the 3rd. I was notified that the next work that I will be getting will be the 17th of July through the 24th. So right now the work is just not guaranteed. And the thing we're just saying is, give us the unemployment or give us work. That's all we asking. My name is Andre Eldridge. I'm a worker, ES worker for the Marriott Waterfront. ANDRE ELDRIDGE.
The number of people that are getting unemployment benefits in the state is just above 6% of the workforce. Here in Baltimore, the loss of that money, it's basically 2 months. They're cutting off the money 2 months early, 9 weeks early. It's going to cost, it's more than $50 million that would be coming to the city in the form of benefits. This is federal money. It doesn't come out of the Maryland State Treasury. Federal money earmarked for workers like the workers here. And Governor Hogan saying, no, don't bring it to Baltimore. That means this money is not coming to Baltimore at all. $50 million to Baltimore, over $500 million with a B. $500 million not coming to Maryland. I'm going to have you hear from another worker who is also in the area here in the hospitality industry. There's a lot of casino workers. However, all the restaurants are not open. I'd like to introduce you to Shantae Hines.
Hello guys, my name is Shantae Hines. I work currently at Jada's in Horseshoe Casino. Currently the job has not reopened due to renovations, so I do not have a job to go back to currently. I definitely would like to say that due to the fact that I was definitely one of the boots on the ground in Georgia to make sure that we won the state to get these benefits to help everyone out as far as citizens, and plenty of the people behind me have done the same. So it's kind of a slap in the face. So I would beg Hogan, would you please not cut the benefits? The people need to survive, and it helps us a lot, unfortunately. Thank you. Spell your name. Shantae, SHAUNTEHINES. Thank you.
Keep the benefits going! 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 Keep the benefits going!
This decision by Governor Hogan is irresponsible in terms of the workers. It's going to hurt workers who will no longer be able to pay their rent, workers who will no longer be able to go down the street to the corner store, workers who will no longer be able to pay their utility bills. This is going to create a real economic crisis The benefits are scheduled to go until September 3rd. That gives us a couple of months for the industry to come back. We're going to hear now from one of the highest officials in our state who has been very outspoken on this issue. Let's welcome Comptroller Peter Francho.
Thank you, Roxy. I'll be right with you guys. First, I want to thank every member of Unite Here, Local 7, all the labor people that are here in support. I want to give one of my much coveted medallions to Roxy Herbekian, because she is an absolute driver. And I'm going to give one to each of the speakers. Sir? Yeah, I give that to ambassadors, admirals. We used to give it to governors, but that's okay. So I'm going to light the place up, but I'm not going to shout. Because, we're just talking about real stuff. So thank you guys for being here. I'm happy to have partnered for years with Unite Local 7 to represent the airport workers at BWI. And I just want to salute them for organizing this event today. We're talking about this $300 supplemental payment that was allocated by the federal government to the state of Maryland. At the very last moment, just as we're turning the corner, the rug is being pulled out from underneath these individuals. Who are they? We have 200,000 unemployed Marylanders. We have another 100,000 folks that are so-called mixed earners category who are getting this $300 payment. People who had exhausted other forms of unemployment were getting the $300 payment. Other people were added by the U.S. government because they knew there was a need. Contractors, gig workers. Tell me what gig workers are someday. I'm getting used to it right now, but self-employed individuals. They're all having the rug pulled out from underneath them. And on top of that, we have this unbelievable requirement that has been waived appropriately, which is proof that you're going out and actually looking for a job. Okay, it sounds like something that even Archie Bunker would support at sitting on his bar stool. But this is what's been waived. You need to show proof that you are attending job fairs. How many job fairs have you read about? None, because of COVID. You need to submit multiple job applications. And this is every week. You have to show you're completing a workshop. This is for people, many of whom have no digital connectivity at all. Imagine what the business community would be saying if I all of a sudden pulled back right now the forbearance that I've given all of the businesses in the state to not pay their taxes until July 15th. I gave them a 90-day forbearance. Suppose I announce on Monday that I'm revoking that. The payments are due immediately. Penalties will be assessed. Interest will be assessed for non-payment, non-timely payment. They would be furious. They would say, we planned our budget around this. You are doing something which is completely messing up our whole strategy for getting the economy going again. Look, we're right on the cusp of getting back to normalcy. They announced today 600,000 new jobs around the country. 300,000 new jobs in the hospitality sector alone, nationally. You can't book a hotel room in Ocean City. It's all coming back, but it takes time. Okay, if in the interim you'd like to give the $300 and maybe focus on something useful about unemployment, let's talk about the Division of Labor, the labor agency. They've handed out $13 billion in unemployment payments in the last year and a half. We're estimating almost $1 billion of that went to fraudsters. What about a little bit of attention paid to not giving unemployment checks from the U.S. Treasury and the Maryland Treasury to crooks? What about the fact that you can't answer the phone? You can't answer your emails. We had to send 30,000 Marylanders $1,000 each because they're stuck in purgatory. Tens of millions of taxpayers' dollars have been spent by the Department of Labor just to answer the phone, and you still can't answer the phone. There's been no planning by the Department of Labor, no strategy, no management, no infrastructure. It just is a constant refrain from my good friend, and I get along very well with him, Governor Hogan, on a personal basis. But he comes out once a week and has a photo session where he says everything's perfect. And then I can't describe it as any way other than just a totally aggressive approach to the media if you ever ask him a question about any of the things I just cited. So here's what we're doing. We're putting right now our hand, come July 3rd, I think was the deadline, we're putting our hand into the pockets of the very vulnerable, the lowest wage earners, and we're taking $300 out per week of their money for the next 12 weeks. Every week, $300 we're taking out of their pockets. And it's not even our money, as Roxy was saying. It's federal money. So we're taking someone else's money out of their pocket. I barely recognize the state that I live in. I mean, here is money that, as Roxy may have alluded, our experts have assessed that this one action by the governor will reduce economic activity by $1.5 billion by September 6th. In other words, this isn't just for the recipients of the $300, it's for the whole state's economy. Why? Because there's a big multiplier effect for the $300. So I'd like to ask the legislative leaders to do the right thing and get up and stand up for the principles and the values that everybody supports. I see Wes Moore is back here. Where's Wes? Yeah, Wes Moore is here. He's running statewide. I see Brooke Learman is here. She's running statewide. Where's Brooke? Yeah. And Corey McGrann, and also is Burnett, Councilmember Burnett. Yeah, I mean, these guys are all Democrats. Democrats control the House and the Senate. The Democrats need to stand up and get a backbone and stop being bullied, stop being told it's nonsense, stop being told that this is something that is supported by anything other than conservative grousing. I mentioned Archie Bunker. That's what it sounds like. This is on its way out. It's going to expire September 6th. Let it expire. Let the $300 per week be allocated. And let's move forward as a state where we recognize that, yes, we need to be compassionate, but also, why are we turning down free money from the federal government, which has been specifically allocated to individuals that obviously do not have other resources right now? I hardly recognize my own state. And I think we've got traction. I think they're going to call a special session, and I think this is going to be reversed. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Comptroller Francho. We have a couple of our state delegates and senators here. I'd like to invite Delegate Brooke Learman to come up. We also have Senator McCray.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I think it's still morning. Look, this decision by Governor Hogan to turn away over $1 billion of federal funding is fiscally irresponsible and morally repugnant. This pandemic and the ensuing economic crisis has been borne disproportionately by women. So let's talk about who this decision to send money back will affect. It's going to affect Maryland children. It's going to affect moms who can't go back to work right now because their kids are in online school and someone has to be home with them. Even before the pandemic, summertime was an incredibly precarious time for families because there's no guarantee that your kids have someplace to go that's safe during the day. So the timing of this decision is especially awful. So I am dedicated to working with our Senate President, our Speaker. We're all in this together, looking at all of the ways the General Assembly can take to overturn this decision. But first and foremost, I ask Governor Hogan to reconsider this reckless decision, because this is now more than $1 billion that will no longer be coming to support Marylanders. It will no longer be coming through our economy. This is money that's being spent to support our economy right now, and Governor Hogan is telling the federal government we don't want it, and that is wrong. So thanks all of you for being here. Thank you to our workers. For every one of them, there are hundreds more who need this money. Thank you all for being here and doing all that you're doing. Thank you.
Just a couple more speakers, folks. I want to recognize the head of the Robin Hood Foundation, who has been very helpful to us in terms of funds to help workers. Wes Moore, head of the Robin Hood Foundation, is here. Also, one of our wonderful Democratic state senators, Corey McCray. Corey, you want to say a few words?
Hey, what's up, brother? How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? First, for those that I don't know, my name is Corey McCray. I'm the Maryland State Senator for the 45th Legislative District, representing the East and Northeast Baltimore City. For those that I do know, it's been too long since I've been at a rally and been able to see you all, unfortunately under these conditions, but it is glad to see you all. Brothers and sisters, I'm so glad to be here. I see Unite here, Local 7. I see Madison. I see AFGE. I see AFT. Because they're all collectively coming here together under so much of an important issue. We are talking about our neighbors.